The She Creature is a 1956 horror film from director Edward L. Cahn. The movie opens underwater. Roll that beautiful fish footage! 25 seconds in and they show us the monster. Suspense? What's that? After exhausting all the fish stock footage, we see this guy hanging out on the beach. He's lamenting how he's created some sort of monster that will change the world. Dr. Lombardi then uses his twitchy eye powers to scare off Old Yeller. That's not Bigfoot. He follows the fishy footprints all the way to, it fades to this dinner party. The couple are discussing how much this party sucks.
Some of those tycoons in there, including your father, kind of frighten me.
This is Dorothy and Dr. Ted. Mrs. Chappell tells her husband Tim what Dr. Lombardi's been doing.
Well, Dr. Lombardi said something terrible is going to happen along this part of the coast tonight.
And you believe that nonsense? Dorothy and Dr. Ted are taking a night walk on the beach that is clearly the afternoon. Okay, back to Dr. Lombardi. He walks up to the beach house and looks inside. Look at this mess. Was Russell Crowe here? The doctor finds this dead couple. Dead people? Well, not my problem. I'm out. Just then, what is it, boy? Did Timmy fall down the well? They follow the dog to the house and find Dr. Lombardi and the corpses. They call the police to investigate.
$500 or $600 here. That lets robbery out.
Hey.
I'll just keep that in my pocket here for, evidence. They find the funky footprint and talk about the warning Lombardi gave them.
What did he say was coming to roam among us? A creature out of time?
A creature out of time. I guess Madonna's going back on tour? That night at the carnival, the carny confronts Lombardi about his screaming assistant.
I heard a scream from your place about 15 minutes ago. I thought it was Andrea. I ran over to check up, see if she was in trouble. I told you to keep away from her.
How dare you investigate the sounds of a screaming woman? Why don't you mind your P's and Q's, Buster? Lombardi continues the hypnosis of Andrea.
Now you'll come back to me, Andrea. You remember nothing.
Especially the nothing that happened last Saturday. I will now kiss you, and it's not creepy at all, I say. Nope. He looks out the door and sees something going into the ocean. Andrea wakes up and is upset.
You've had me in a deep hypnosis for more than an hour. I asked you not to do that.
You made me miss my stories. Andrea informs Lombardi that she's tired of all this and wants out. The police come to arrest the doctor. Dr. Ted tries to take Andrea away, but Lombardi's voodoo is too strong. Why do all the doctors get the women? Sheesh. The lieutenant interrogates the doctor, who tells them the monster came out of the ocean and killed the couple on the beach.
She comes from the beginning of time, huge and indestructible.
So 300 years ago is the beginning of time. The lieutenant has had enough and takes him downtown. Meanwhile, the dog barks so loud it knocks off this guy's bow tie. Is the butler channeling Latka?
I get a nervous Adam's apple and that makes my tie jump off.
I'm sorry, it's not Latka. It's Sven Hoek.
That fella Bob, he's as drunk as a lumberjack.
Yeah, he drinks like a fish.
Yeah, but not the same stuff.
Dr. Ted visits Dorothy's father, Tim. Tim then tells Dr. Ted he wants to make Dr. Lombardi the biggest thing since the pet rock. Tim goes to see Lombardi, who, of course, knows everything. Tim leaves and Lombardi plants some suggestions in Andrea so she can go back in time to murder someone in the present, because movie. Just then, oh no, it's the Super Shredder! The she creature materializes and goes looking for a victim. It attacks this guy who doesn't even attempt to fight back. The lieutenant pays Lombardi a visit to question him about the murder. Again, the Chappell family are having a Dr. Lombardi party. These guys just love their dinner parties. Dr. Ted questions what's real and what's not.
I'm real, aren't I?
I don't know. Sometimes I think you are, and then I see you as part of this elegant decay.
Dorothy's ex-husband, Bob, tries to move back in on her. Lombardi arrives with Andrea. She immediately makes eyes with Ted. Durr. Just then the lieutenant arrives. Hello, sir. Are you a chiropractor? I need help. Everyone gathers around to see the Dr. Lombardi show.
Are you ready?
Yes.
I shall touch you and soon you will be asleep.
So it's just like they're married, huh, folks? He puts her under so he can work his magic. Lombardi's big thing is he wants to prove that reincarnation is real. Do you have to be such a close talker? Andrea has regressed to a past life, and Dr. Ted questions her to find out if she's faking.
What year is it, Andrea?
1618, the year of our Lord.
So what? She could have just memorized all this stuff. Okay, now she's in space.
Where are you now, Elizabeth?
In space.
She either traveled to her future self or she's been hanging out with Tim Curry.
Space!
Space.
He then does a bunch of cheap parlor tricks to fool the rubes. He then tells the audience the evil monster is on its way to kill. While everyone runs out, he gets Andrea to return as the she-creature. It's night over here, not so much over here. It almost kills Dr. Ted, but Andrea wakes up and stops it. Dr. Ted wants to further study Dr. Lombardi at his office. Lombardi gets Andrea's soul to materialize in the room. What do you want to know? The secrets of the universe? Nah, take this guy's glasses off. The story of Andrea has captivated the nation, which makes Lombardi and Chapel a lot of money. The duo travel around the world on the mass hypnosis tour. Over this time, Andrea has somehow fallen in love with Dr. Ted. A couple is making out, and the creature throws them off a cliff. I know we shouldn't have parked by Dead Teenager Cliff! After this latest murder, Chapel tries to get rid of Lombardi. Chapel gives Dr. Ted a huge bribe to marry his daughter, but he's not interested. Sorry, Dorothy, I've only got eyes for the crazy hypnosis demon lady. With Ted out of the way, Bob is back in business, baby! Lombardi commands the dog to kill Ted. Andrea then uses her powers to chase him away. That night, Lombardi tries to hypnotize Andrea, but she has the power to resist. You're a pop tent. You're a teepee. You're a pop tent. You're a teepee.
Ladies and gentlemen, my subject is not herself tonight. She is too tense.
Things go south, then everyone evacuates. The lieutenant finds the she-creature, which is impervious to bullets.
Pimp smack your ass, bitch!
The creature then kills Chapel. This thing looks like a prototype Masters of the Universe figure. Lombardi tries to get it to kill Ted, but Andrea resists and kills him instead. This monster has bosoms! It pulls out Andrea's soul and heads back into the ocean. So Andrea's alive? I guess it took the other spirit? Did they even read their own script? Andrea then leaves with Ted. About 80% of 50s B movies ends with question mark. Nope, the end. Coming soon, the sequel to She-Creature, How Andrea Got Her Soul Back. The She-Creature was shot in areas around California, including the famous Paradise Cove, in May of 1956. The movie was released by well-known low-budget exploitation producer Samuel Z. Arkoff. It was sold as a double feature with Roger Corman's It Conquered the World. The creature costume was created by makeup effects artist Paul Blaisdell. It proved so popular, Arkoff put it in other AIP films, Voodoo Woman and Ghost of Dragstrip Hollow. The movie was inspired by the best-selling book The Search for Bridie Murphy by Maury Bernstein. The dog King in the film was the same dog from the movie Old Yeller. In 1967, the movie was remade in color for television as Creature of Destruction. In 2001, it was remade again as She-Creature, as part of a series of films that remade old works from AIP. Only the catch was they took the title and some of the original ideas, but made mostly new films. So while movies like She-Creature and Teenage Caveman are listed as remakes, they are, story-wise, completely different from the originals. The She-Creature was lampooned on Season 8, Episode 8 of Mystery Science Theater 3000. The She-Creature is a 50s B movie. It's one of the most 50st B movies that ever was a 50s B movie. Chester Morris does a convincing job of playing the evil Dr. Lombardi, but everyone else seems to be on autopilot. It's not a terrible movie by any means. It's just a silly monster movie where they try to do more than they had the budget for. The creature suit is pretty fantastic, and it would have been cool if they were able to do some more with it, but in the film it just kind of shows up in the beginning and then at the end. Overall, the She-Creature is entertaining but slow and kind of stupid. Like Dr. Ted.